Yeah.
And to be clear, all of the Bus siblings apparently did have a meeting about this. There was not a unanimous decision to sell the team.
No.
There was a majority.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Scores and Assists, where we break down the latest headlines and bring you fresh takes on everything sports and culture. From trending news to game highlights and hot debates, we've got it all. Hit the subscribe button and stay in the loop. So the Bus family is entering into an agreement to sell majority ownership of the LA Lakers to Mark Walter for a franchise valuation of approximately $10 billion. The Bus family will keep a minority share of the team, just over 15% for a period of time. In addition, Jeannie Buss will remain Lakers governor and continue to run the team for at least a number of years. Walter, the CEO and chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global, has been a stakeholder in the Lakers since 2021 when he purchased 26% of the Lakers.
Obviously, for those that don't know, the Lakers were sold.
Hey, GG. Hey, GG.
The Lakers were sold a few days ago. The Buss family, after having the Lakers for since 1980, 81, whatever, sold it for $10 billion. It's the largest sale in the history of sports anywhere in the world. $10 billion.
Wow.
That's a crazy number considering that Jerry Buss bought this franchise for $67 million. You know, it's a great come up. Obviously, the Lakers have a storied legacy. My question is, I think I know what y'all gonna say. You're gonna say, fuck that. But Jerry Buss probably would not have sold the Lakers had he been alive.
Probably not. In the great words of my man Ian Dunlap, sell grandma's house.
And that's the question I was gonna ask y'all. Would y'all feel...
That ain't grandma's house.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
Well, let me ask the question for the audience, just to be clear.
No, it ain't.
No, it's not.
Do you sell the franchise, even though you know your father, who made his whole life this, would not have? And does
Would be
the amount
turning
change?
over in his grave if
Yeah.
you knew. Yeah.
And to be clear, all of the Bus siblings apparently did have a meeting about this. There was not a unanimous decision to sell the team.
No.
There was a majority decision. So somebody in the room
Didn't want to do it.
Loves their father.
yeah.
This is where it gets tough. That's why I'm asking.
I think
I'm not selling it.
I wouldn't sell it.
I'm not selling
either.
They would have to buy me out. But I think what happens is, and we saw, I don't know how accurate it is because we've heard, yes, it's super accurate. Then we've heard it's not so accurate. But in the shit that we loved on HBO.
Yeah, winning time.
Showtime,
Yeah,
winning time.
Excuse me.
Jerry Buss was a passionate guy. This was his baby. This was his passion. He staked everything in the world on this. I went to borrow money from my ex-wife and my man Rakeem and little kid. I borrow money and this is what I love. That don't necessarily mean that love is going to translate to your children. Right? So you might have started this thing that has a legacy that could be 100 years down the road, but your kids might not care about it in the same manner in which you care about it, and they may not want to pay the same, because I heard running a business is some other shit, right?
Yeah.
Your kids might not want to put that much time and attention into something that they don't care about as much as you did. So I see both sides of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm always, and not for nothing, $10 billion in other businesses, your lineage ain't gonna be suffering.
No.
Well, that's the thing. This is the one time in sports history where I think the conversation becomes warranted because of, listen, they say the Lakers were valued at $5 billion 5 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doubled.
So to double in 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, I'm selling. Fuck that.
It goes back to what I asked Wale about just rappers, or should we be allowed to participate in IPOs? If you're the Buss family, you have arguably the greatest player to ever exist, if not one, then two, in his down. You're never going to see that. You're not catching that lightning in the bottle again.
Yeah.
We also just got Luka.
I don't know if you can get much higher than that.
There's not a world. There's not a world.
Current situation.
Yeah, there's not a world where you say to yourself, "Hey, if we wait a little bit, we can get more."
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a better.
There
time
is
to
a world
sell.
that happens.
Describe it for me.
Because what happens in sports, especially in major team sports, certain markets drive the entire sport. So people be saying it's some bullshit, but the Knicks got Patrick Ewing. You feel me? He was the number one pick. They want certain teams to be good because it drives the sport collectively. We starting to see the shit with the 2 small market teams in the finals. They get reports on that. So now it would behoove the league to have the Knicks be in the finals next year, to have a Chicago or LA. I just think that even the Luka trade in itself, if you could surround Luka with certain pieces, y'all still back in the hunt. I don't necessarily think that the team.
What I'm saying to you, in this Laker case, I don't think the hunt matters. You have the second most championships ever. You have the greatest player ever about to do his retirement, so long, goodbye run. You have one of the greatest players ever, guaranteed Hall of Famer, that just got put in your lap. Like,
it's like the perfect storm.
They could win They could win the next 2 championships. It's not going to matter to their value. The Knicks are the 3rd or 4th with Golden State now. The 4th most valuable franchise. We haven't won since '73.
But a lot of that comes from Madison Square Garden and the real estate that the New York City commands. It leads into that value in New York. I'm just giving you an example.
Well, Brian Windhurst, to what you're saying, said that teams' financials leaked one year. And because of the TV rights, it's the TV rights. The Knicks have TV rights. The Yankees have TV rights. The Lakers have TV rights. He was saying that because of those TV rights, local, and the Lakers made in 1 week roughly what the Grizzlies made in the year. Just so you have a good understanding of the disparity between a small market and not only a major market, but a major market with a local TV deal. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
You also got to think from the buyer's perspective. This is when you would want to buy the Lakers. 10 might be low, to your point, that it might be worth more if such and such they put a couple pieces around. That's good for the buyer.
True. No, I was
bare minimum. I got the LeBron farewell tour, and I got Luka here, so I know I'll be solid for a year or 2.
I got LA real estate. This is LA, fam. Like, I think that I was just talking to Joe's point that he doesn't see the team being worth much more in the near future. I'm saying that I don't think that that's a guarantee. And these people at this level of business, they do their due diligence.
I'm with you. I do think that they can become even more valuable. But if I'm the Buss family, having that conversation, like, everything hit all cylinders right here. Like, so this is the same ownership group that has the Dodgers.
Yep.
Magic in them.
Right.
Yes, Magic's a part of that.
And they already own part of the Lakers too. They already own 26%.
They have a certain percentage of the Lakers.
They own 26% already.
So what the sports knowledgeable people are saying is that if you watched what he did with the Dodgers, which was finding a way to outspend the Yankees, the Steinbrenner, the Red Sox. They spend like the money is coming out of a water fountain. So if you apply that to the Lakers, and they kept Jeannie on to run the day-to-day operations, and apparently she was strapped for some cash, and now she is not. They projecting the Lakers to just start bugging soon.
Yeah.
So be interesting to see how this plays out. Congratulations to the Buss family.
Indeed.
Tim Bill is Tim Bill. I don't care how you chop it up.
From a
I don't know if I would have done it, and that's one of my greatest fears. Working my entire life to give something to my kid, and my kid getting rid of it in year 1 and 2.
And the Buss family keeps just over 15% ownership still.
But that's for a period of time, and then it's going to phase out. From what I've read, it's a period of time that they'll have the minority stake. But
it's tough to say no to.
It's
tough to say no to. Just tough to say no to.
I'm just reading this. It says they still will retain just over 15% of the team. So if I can sell whatever my stake is for $10 billion and keep 15, and Jeannie gonna keep a job.
If they made $5 billion in the last 5 years, I ain't gonna hold you. I think you can make $3 to $5 billion just off LeBron's retirement season.
They're gonna make money.
Yeah, they're gonna kill it.
Money's the understatement.
They're gonna make money.
Buku money. And I think they saw a glimpse of that with Kobe.
Indeed.
I think they saw what that looked like. They were the only team that has a seat to see what that looks like.
That's true. Because nobody else's farewell tour even came close to what
niggas wasn't even getting a farewell tour.
Yeah, like D Wade and none of them niggas didn't.
Tim Duncan and Dirk and them niggas chucked the peace sign up and went home to their wife.
I remember I was at the one when Dirk came up here to Brooklyn.
Kobe was getting gifts. And stadiums was giving this nigga cars and you know what I'm saying? Like it was a production.
And Kobe was doing that without his kids there. Without his kids on the team.
Yeah.
And people ain't like him.
Right.
Like, be clear, Kobe Bryant, when he was playing basketball, wasn't the most well-loved.
He was a
Not
polarizing
until the
figure.
end. Not until the
When
end.
LeBron do it, it's going. She's right. It's going to be the entire
parades.
NBA. It's going to be the ABA. It's going to be the college players.
The CBA,
March,
the TBA.
March Madness. Going to TSA.
The big
TSA
three.
too.
Everybody.
Or when LeBron,
TSA.
everybody going to have to give it up.
Yeah,
Joe,
you're right.
You're going to have your control of all your music at some point, right? If you don't already, I don't know your personal situation. Do you give instructions?
I do. If I know.
It's coming up soon. Yeah, I know. Pump It Up in particular comes up soon. I guess my question is: do you give instructions to your kids about how you feel about them holding on to it?
How to handle that
How
asset.
to handle that?
Oh no, I'm writing it in. How I want it handled, I'm writing it in.
Okay.
I'm skipping them.
Yeah, you could do
I'm
that.
skipping them. I'm writing it right in the shit. This cannot be sold. This cannot be yada yada. Yeah, I'm not letting them sell. Are you crazy?
Yeah, and that's where it gets tricky for me. Because that's the same thing. Like, I don't want my bookstore to ever be sold. Somebody comes in, if Barnes and Noble tomorrow comes and we'll buy it for $50 million. What do you
No.
say? And my answer is no. But I'm also don't know what my kids are going to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what,
Yeah, you said what? Go ahead, repeat that. Repeat that sentence.
if Barnes and Noble comes and says we give $50 million for it,
He would say no.
I would say no. Well, I don't know what I would say. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I don't know
I
if I
believe
want to instruct
that.
my kids. No,
They
I don't
would-
know if I
they would
believe
make
that.
it
I'm
tough for
saying
Mark.
there is a number that I sell it for. I'm not going to pretend I
Oh,
wouldn't.
okay.
I'm
50
not,
mil is that number.
it might not be that much.
I was about to say, nigga, 50. You got a pen? You got a pen?
Nigga say fuck Bobby and them boys.
I don't even know.
I ain't gonna go Bobby that much.
I don't even know
He did
Bob
talk
like
to me
that.
harshly one time, you know. But my point is, whatever the family business is, I don't know if I want my kids to have full discretion to be able to sell it. But you also want to raise your kids in a way where they value that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I would hope your kids would know the value of your music catalog and wouldn't want to sell it unless they were just desperate. Like,
Oh,
it's
that's
hard.
why I put Michael Paul name on my shit too now. Watch these
It's
little
hard for them to know the value, dog.
Yeah, and I don't know if
bro,
I'm
they
even
didn't.
right on this. It's just it's a
It's
thing I
not their
struggle with.
blood,
They
sweat,
didn't
and tears
struggle
in
to.
that.
Genie did. Because Genie was a kid. Like,
I'm talking about him with the
Genie played a pivotal part in that. But
from teenage years. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if, but even in that, bro, again, it may not be my passion.
Right.
It's unfair for me to be held to hold this thing that you love so much if I don't have the same emotional attachment to that thing.
Yeah.
And also,
I might want to go join a Peace Corps. I might want to move out of the country. I might want to go live the rest of my days in fucking Paris or Portugal somewhere. You got me tied to this thing out of an emotional guilt. That's not fair.
the other thing too is he was an entrepreneur. It's not like it'd be different if he
A
was
hustler.
a ball player.
He was a
a hustler.
hustler.
He was. Yeah, he might have loved basketball and had a big vision for the Lakers, but it was probably from a financial vision for the
Nah.
a lot of. Well, okay, that's how
Nah.
it feels in the winning time shit. He was, he
I
was
got
trying to
the
hustle that
opposite.
shit up.
Yeah, I got the opposite feel. I got the feeling that it wasn't about money for him
At some
when it
point,
came
became
to the
about
Lakers. It
That
was
became
about
his
the Lakers.
life, his religion. He's
Because he started doing shit that was counterproductive for the look. Like, it wasn't a good financial move to do X. And he would
it's
be
a-
like, fuck that.
I think it's a long term
Maybe.
play, possibly. But
Maybe,
anyway,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
Like I can see if he was a basketball player and was part of the inception of the Lakers and was fucking
he was
married to
Jerry
that-
West or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That would be different.
I see
Quick
both
question
sides.
for y'all.
Sure.
Yeah.
$500,000 right this second, or flip a coin for $40 million.
Flip a coin.
Flip the coin.
flip the coin.